Hi, my name's Tom Leveen, and I'm an award-winning author with 9 novels out with imprints of Random House and Simon & Schuster. I'm also a Bram Stoker Award finalist, and I've written for the comic book series Spawn. And these are the 4 books I recommend every storyteller has on their bookshelf. Vampires, Mr. Lumley. Jerusalem's lot is full of vampires. If you're a vampire person, you like the vampires and you're not so sure about the sparkly vampire thing these days, you have to check out Stephen King's Night Shift if you haven't. Now, this is an older book, I'm not gonna lie. This one goes back a ways, but 2 of the greatest short stories about vampires are in this collection. These are tremendous, frightening vampire stories. If you're coming to my dialogue class on Thursday, August 19th, which you really should because it's gonna be amazing, there's something else we need to talk about as we talk about writing dialogue and keeping dialogue fantastic. I'll give you a tip right off the top of my head when it comes to writing great dialogue. In order to have a great story, you have to have great dialogue. You can't have great dialogue without a great plot. In the introduction to Stephen King's Night Shift, written by John D. MacDonald, he says the following: "Story is something happening to someone you have been led to care about." That's it, folks. That's all you need to know. Story is something happening to someone you have been led to care about. And one of the best ways that we are led to care about somebody is how they talk and how they interact with other characters. Next up, let's take a look at my most recent novel, Mercy Rule. Mercy Rule is an exceptional novel for anyone who has ever felt dismissed. This is a book that's all about dismissal, which is different than being rejected. Now, as a writer, I get rejections all the time. We get rejections from editors and from agents. We get bad reviews, and they're so terrible. They're always so stressful, right? That's a lot different than someone doing this. See the difference? Dismissal is far, far more damaging than rejection could ever be. This is a book where every single character in the story is being dismissed by somebody else. One of the great things I love about Mercy Rule is the depth of characters, the broad range of characters that get to have their say. We've got jocks and we've got guys who just hang out under the bleachers and sell stuff, you know what I'm saying? We've got the really happy girl who has no sense of personal space and she's just always up in your business. We have all this broad range of characters, and the best way to tell them apart is how they speak to one another and how they think. When you open Mercy Rule, you will find right away that every character, told from a first-person point of view, has their own voice, their own rhythms, their own cadences. That's something that you as a storyteller also want to try to get in your own stories. If you've ever felt dismissed, if you have ever felt unseen, buy a copy of Mercy Rule today here at Changing Hands Bookstore. I promise you will feel seen and heard. Next up, let's take a look at Elizabeth Gilbert's Big Magic. You may know Elizabeth Gilbert from Eat, Pray, Love, which was a runaway bestseller about, 10 plus years ago now. What you might not know is that she also wrote a nonfiction book about artists, about writers, called Big Magic. If you're a creator of any kind, an artist of any kind, and personal opinion, I think you are, then you have to read Big Magic. One of the great scenes in the book is Elizabeth talking about the author of To Kill a Mockingbird and how she says, I wish she would have also written a cookbook and a cozy mystery and a thriller and a children's book. Why? Just to say that she'd done it. What great stories do we not know about because she decided not to write another book? That's the main thrust of the entire story in Big Magic, is that we need to create. Whether you consider yourself an artist or not, we have to get our stories out there in any way we can, whether it's on film or using pencil or charcoal or writing or performing. It doesn't matter. You need to get your story out there, and this is the best book to start your journey. Coming up next, Speak by Laurie Halse Anderson. If you're unfamiliar with the genre of contemporary young adult fiction, I highly recommend that you start with this novel, Speak by Laurie Halse Anderson. This is the book that, in my opinion, really kicked open the doors for this genre as a whole. As a matter of fact, I think it's one of the books that allowed me to write all of the novels that I did that followed Speak. This is a book that touches on so many important topics. It's really kind of hard to list them all in one go, but let me assure you, if you're looking for a character that you can relate to, if you're looking for a character who understands where you're coming from, you need look no further than Melinda in Speak. Thanks a lot for watching. I really appreciate it. These are the 4 books that you, as a storyteller, as an artist, as a writer, need to have on your shelves. They're available right now at changinghands.com, and I hope that we'll see you at the dialogue class Thursday, August 19th at 5 p.m. Take care. See you around.